What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rising Above Adversity, A.F.C. Bournemouth. Here we are then, the final two games of the season, 2 games away from making history by potentially doing the quadruple with Bournemouth. I cannot believe that we have come to this point, but we are here, and today we're going to be up against Spurs in the FA Cup final, and then a week later the main event, the Champions League final against PSG. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, there has been some cracking games in recent weeks, so I really would advise you to go back and watch some of the previous episodes if you haven't seen them. Of course, as usual, the series playlist will be down in the description. But of course today, first up, we've got the FA Cup final. Before I wanted to get into the game, I want to let you guys know that the league finish has now drawn to a close. We finish up first. Of course, we clinched the title in the last episode by beating the previous champions, Arsenal, at home 1-0. Now, I haven't really made a big deal out of winning the league, and it is a huge thing to win the league again. Of course, we have won it previously, but to win it back again, it's huge for us. But there's just been so much going on in this save at the moment that it's been kind of hard for me to get excited about winning the league. But you know, we have won the league. We finished 3 points ahead of Chelsea, 7 points ahead of Manchester City, and that third place finish actually cost Ronald Koeman his job. But yeah, I'll probably talk about the league more in depth in another episode that I'll have coming up after this one, and hopefully in that episode we'll be celebrating quadruple. But Tottenham are first up in the FA Cup final. The first thing I wanted to do before we get into this game, this is probably going to be a long episode, so make sure you've got your snacks ready, you've got your beverages, and get yourself strapped in, because I'm sure it is going to be an eventful episode today. But we're going to look at the how both sides actually got to the final. So we'll start off with ourselves. So in the third round of the competition, you can see we beat Sunderland 2-0 at home, championship opposition, and then we beat championship opposition once again, I believe. I'm not even checked. Let's have a look. Are they both in the championship? I'm pretty sure they are. Ipswich championship, Sunderland, yeah, championship. Sunderland have just got relegated from the championship. In fact, Sunderland always seem to dramatically fall down the leagues in Football Manager. That's always been the case for some reason. But anyway, yeah, so we beat those two sides in the third and fourth round, and then the biggest result in the competition so far was in the fifth round when we beat Man City 5-2 at home. Now, of course, if you've been following the series, you'll know that in every single cup final that we've got to, it has been against Man City. Finally, we're going to be playing a cup final that is not against City. It's so refreshing, to be honest, and it was nice to get them out of the competition early on. And then we beat Forest 2-0, again, I believe, another championship side, and then Villa in the semi-final, of course, 2-0, and that is where we have come to in this point in the competition. So let's have a look at Spurs, how they got to the final. Spurs really struggling in the league this year. They were fighting relegation for a lot of the season. You can see they finished 14th at the end of it, but they started off in the third round with a 3-1 win over Newcastle, then beat Southend 1-0, then Colchester 2-1, then a 1-0 win over Swansea in the sixth round. In the semi-final, they battered Liverpool 4-1. And yeah, that's how they have got to the final. You can see on the side there, they've got a couple of interesting team news. They've got Kostas Manolos out suspended, and Christian Eriksen is doubtful for this game. Of course, he is a huge player for Spurs. He hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but he's still an incredible player. So if he is missing for Spurs, that is going to be huge. But I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to show you our team news for this FA Cup final. Now, I've decided that with the games, the live comms, I'm not going to chop them up into highlights. I want you to see every single moment of me playing through these two finals. So you're going to see them. Of course, it's going to make the video a bit longer, but I think for an episode like this, you know, you need to see it. You need to see it, these final two games. So this is the team for the FA Cup final. We've got a few players back from injury, thank God. A lot of you may be aware of the amount of injuries we've been getting lately. Still, look at all the players that are missing. These are all key players to our side, and they're not going to be playing in this game, and they're not going to be playing in the Champions League final as well. So this is the team, though. We've got Bardi in goal, We've got a back four of Ait, Mokhtar, Mamana, Lee Song-yong and Para. In the centre of the park, we've got Chininia, and alongside him, Martin Karp. On the right-hand side, we've got Oliviero, who has made it back from injury in time for this game. Halilovic in behind the striker, Marcelo on the left-hand side, and Marco Negro up front. So, no more talking. Let's get into this game. Let's have a look at Spurs' team. Is Christian Eriksen going to feature? As I said, if he's not playing, that is a big loss for Spurs. Let's have a look. So no Christian Eriksen in the Spurs team. He's not even on the bench. So that is a big blow for them already. But they've got a really good side. I'm not sure how they finished 14th in the table. You know, they've still got really good players like Rakitic, Carlos Vela, Kishna, of course, always turns into a good player. Grenier, Fernando, Phil Jones is always really good in Football Manager, and they've got good options on the bench as well. Pedro, El Ghazi. So, yeah, I'm not sure how they struggled. They also had Jurgen Klopp as their manager. He got sacked midway through the season, I think, but it was really strange for Spurs, season for Spurs after they finished 5th last season and nearly got top 4 off us. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, here we go. I'll turn the highlight speed down just a touch. And here we go. The first final of the episode against Tottenham. Of course, we are firm favourites for this one. We won the competition last year, and we're going to be looking to retain it. It would be a bit of a shock, really, if Spurs did win this one. But you never know in a one-off game what can happen. And it could be Spurs with the first opportunity of the game. Kishna on this left-hand side. Raheem Ait Mokhtar, though, with a really good challenge, but he just loses the ball once again. Ivan Rakitic on the ball, plays it to Grenier. Someone get a challenge, and Martin Karp tries, but Carlos Vela picks up the ball, gets his shot away, and it's just over the bar. Some early danger signs there from Spurs. Some nice little play between their midfield, but it is ourselves just a few minutes later. Marco Negro on the ball, he's running at the Spurs back four, he's doing it by himself, he gets his shot away, but it's firmly into the hands of Hugo Lloris. Didn't have any troubles picking up that one there. But yeah, both sides looking to get on the attack early on in the game. Spurs are not sitting back in this one. I thought they might be a little bit defensive, maybe try to nick in a goal on the counter-attack, but the early signs are that they're going to look to get on the front foot in this game and score some goals. But if we can get one here, that would be fantastic. Negro to Marcelo. Marcelo with the shot. And it's just wide of the mark. Marcelo is a really dangerous player on that left-hand side. Of course, a lot of you may know that when I bought him, you know, he was originally a striker. I trained him to play on the left-hand side. And ever since he's played on that left-hand side, he has been magnificent. As I said, he's always got a goal in him. And in big games as well, he always seems to come up with the goods. Hopefully he can do it here. Here he is, Marcelo on the ball. He gets his shot away, but it's a good save by Hugo Lloris. But that is the danger with Marcelo. He's got bags of pace and strength to go with it as well. Lee Song-yong with the header. My man is in there. Oh, we've seen that combination a few times actually from corners where Lee Song-yong gets them to the near post, nods it onto the back post, and my man is there. I mean, I haven't got any corner tactics set up, but I've seen that move happen quite a lot. Maybe that's something they've decided between each other because, as I said, I don't have any corner tactics set up. But half an hour into the game, we have been slightly better of the two sides. But Spurs do look a bit dangerous at times when they come forward. And Kishna into Rakitic. Oh, a block there to deny Spurs from getting from taking the lead even. But yeah, Spurs. And what? And Spurs have got a sending off. Kenny Tete, I mean, the challenge didn't look that bad. And half an hour into game, and Spurs are a man down, and Negro's got into the box. He plays it to Oliviero. Halilovic with the strike. Oh, it's just wide. But the odds were already against Spurs, and now they're down to 10 men. Surely that will mean we should win this game quite comfortably. Raheem Ait Mokhtar with the cross. Marcelo can't get his head on it, but I mean, the odds are really stacked against Spurs now. As I said, it was always going to be very tough for them in this game. And with a man down, I mean, it's nigh on impossible. Marcelo with a strike. We're getting the chances now. We're starting to carve Spurs open after that red card. But that literally came out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't even really see it. I just saw a free kick given. I wasn't even expecting a red card. And Negro into Oliviero. They're putting their bodies on the line, the Spurs defence, but it seems like it's only going to be a matter of time before we do take the lead. I'm actually going to bump the highlight speed up just a little bit. Halilovic with a free kick into the hands of Lloris. So let me just bump that up just a little bit. Don't want to make it too fast, but I just want to bump it up just a little bit there. But we're coming towards half-time, still 0-0. But as I said, it seems like it's only going to be a matter of time before we do take the lead. But Chinina gives the ball away on the edge of the box. What is he doing? Carlos Vela, they're still looking to get forward. Spurs, Rakitic with a long-range effort, but it's over the bar once again. It looks like Spurs may hold out until half-time. And there it is at Wembley, 0-0. Spurs down to 10 men, and they've got huge work to do. I'm not happy, though. I'm not happy. We need to take advantage of that man advantage. I'm sure we will in the second half. I think eventually we'll grind down Spurs and get that goal. I'll be very shocked if we didn't. But let's get back out there for the second half. They've also got Fernando, of course, is their ball-winning midfielder in the centre of the park on a yellow card. So, you know, that is very dangerous. But Grenier with the free kick just over the bar again. Ooh, I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit nervous. Marcelo on the ball. I mean, I don't know why he tried to pass it back to Halilovic there, but I am very, very nervous. Even for this FA Cup final, I mean, it's not a huge deal for us, but still, you know, a quadruple would be absolutely incredible for us. Oliviero plays it to Halilovic. We're being a bit sloppy in possession, which is not great. Martin Karp into, I'm not sure who that was. Was it Halilovic with the strike? Lloris parries it, but we get the ball again. Karp, what can he do? Plays it into Chinina. Halilovic again. Oliviero tackled by Matt Target, but we're just keeping that pressure on Spurs, keeping them camped in their own box. They can't seem to get out at the moment, but they still are in the game. They're still level with us, coming up to the hour mark. Raheem Ait Mokhtar, Oliviero, Martin Karp. Is he going to shoot or find the pass? He plays it to Marcelo, but again, it's just into the hands easily for Lloris to pick it up and restart the attack for Spurs. I mean, I really haven't got that many options on the bench, if I'm being honest, because as I said, you know, we've got so many injuries at the moment that I can't really bring on anyone who I feel like is going to change the game in our favour. Halilovic, though, into Martin Karp, plays it to Chinina, and it's over the bar. I don't really want to see him shooting from long range. Just be patient with it. Just be patient. Eventually, surely, we will get this goal in the game. Surely you would think that we're going to score in this game eventually if we just carry on grinding Spurs down. But Raheem Ait Mokhtar, we've been dominant as you would expect, but just haven't been able to, you know, take that lead and make a real clear-cut chance for ourselves. Maybe we can do it here. Marcelo's got a lot of space on that left-hand side. Thought the defender was going to give away a penalty. He got a good challenge in, but Marcelo again, he's free. He gets his shot away, and I mentioned he all tends to come up with big goals in big games, and he's given us the lead in this FA Cup final. Marcelo, it looked like it was coming. He was getting a lot of space out on that left-hand side, and Spurs have been made to pay for allowing it. You can see him here, picks it up on his left foot. Lloris does get his hands on it, but the shot is too powerful, and it is in the back of the net. Typical that it's raining in May, but of course that is England for you. Martin Karp on the ball into Halilovic, shot blocked. Spurs, you can see how many players they've got camped in their own box. They've only got one player out of their box. I mean, it really is incredible. They're hanging on for dear life at the moment, and it won't be long before we add a second if it carries on like this. Just keep on putting on that pressure on Spurs. We're making some changes. Halilovic with the free kick, well dealt with, but once again, we're just going to come back forward with it. Alan Halilovic into the box. Oliviero with the strike, but once again, there's been a lot of cases in this game so far where they've just got someone to throw their body in front of it. But with 20 minutes left, Spurs, I think they're just hanging on. They're happy for a 1-0 at this moment in time. I can't see them. If they come forward, we're just going to pick them off and probably score another one. I should probably make some changes in this game, actually. I'm going to make changes. Right, Marco Negro is going to come off for Milik. And that is it. Because as you can see, the rest of my bench is defenders. So there's no point me bringing on a defender. So we're going to just bring on Milik for Negro. And hopefully he can bag us a goal, of course, on loan from Arsenal. But we may get the goal before he comes on. Oliviero to Martin Karp. Karp into Marcelo again. Can he get across? He plays it out wide to Parra. Back into Marcelo. You can see the amount of space that Marcelo is creating for himself on that left-hand side. Sorry, I'm running out of breath a little bit there. Just had to gulp. But yeah, you can see the amount of space that Marcelo is getting for himself on that left-hand side. He really has caused Spurs havoc, really, on this game so far. Raheem Ait Mokhtar, though, into Oliviero. Milik, is he going to get a penalty? No, he's not. It was a good challenge from Phil Jones, I think it was. But I mean, as I said, I think the second's going to come very soon. Oliveira with the strike into the hands of Lloris. Just 10 minutes to go in this final. Spurs offering nothing going forward, and it was always going to be a tall order after going down to 10 men. Oliveira again. Lloris has been the only man kind of keeping them in this game, making a number of saves. But the clock's ticking down, and I don't think they're going to get back into this one now. I would be surprised if we actually don't get a second. Oliveira in the box again to Milik, and again Lloris with an excellent save. I mean, Lloris has put in a marvellous performance, I have to say, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The full-time whistle is about to go, and there is another trophy in the bag. The FA Cup final is won. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. I mean, after that sending off did kind of ruin the game. It may have been a lot more even if they didn't have that sending off. And I'm surprised that we only won it 1-0, to be fair. But there is the FA Cup final, back-to-back FA Cup finals. And that is wonderful. That is wonderful. But we all know what the main event is. It is the Champions League final. So I'm gonna fast forward. I'm not gonna take you through each day in between the final. So we're gonna get straight to the final. And let's go. So then I have just fast forwarded one day, and Manchester City have offered me a job interview. Of course, I mentioned that Ronald Koeman lost his job after finishing third in the league. And, thank you for the offer, City. But, of course, I'm not going to be leaving my job before a Champions League final. And I wouldn't be leaving to go to Manchester City anyway. So, thanks, but no thanks. And here we are then for the main event, the Champions League final against PSG. And something that is sticking out to me straight away is the bookies' odds for this game. Now, I don't tend to pay much attention to the bookies' odds. They're usually not accurate, but we are the firm favourites for this game. As you can see, PSG are 3-1 to win this game. I mentioned it in the last episode that they were trailing Monaco in the French league. They actually finished second in the league, 5 points off Monaco, and they've not been having the league their own way since this save started. You can see Bordeaux won the title in 2018. Marseille also won it in 2016. So PSG are not dominating French football as you would usually expect them to. And that is very interesting to see, actually, that, they're not winning the title every season. And, of course, it's quite good as well for the league. But they are the opponents in the final for us. And like I did with the FA Cup final, we're going to start off by looking at both teams' routes to the final. So we'll start off with ourselves again, just to remind you how we got here. And we started off in one of the qualifying rounds. In fact, the best place playoff. We had to go through that, of course, after finishing 4th in the league last season. And we could have actually gone out at this stage of the competition. How crazy that would have been, because we drew 3-3 at home with CSKA Moscow in the first leg. And then managed to go there and win 4-0 in Russia. Then we was put in a group with Copenhagen, Valencia and Shakhtar, and we won every single game in that group, completely dominated it, finished top of the pile, and that put us through to the knockout rounds, where we came up against Leverkusen in the first knockout round, drew 1-0 away from home, as you may remember, and then beat them 2-0 at home. And then it was an all-English tie in the quarterfinals against Manchester United. We lost away 2-1, but that away goal was vital as we won it 1-0 at home to go through on away goals. And then the demolition job in the semi-final against Real Madrid. I honestly still can't believe we've done that, beating Real Madrid 7-1 on aggregate in the Champions League semi-final. Where did they finish in the league? They won the Liga, and we smashed them. We absolutely destroyed Real Madrid. So let's look at PSG. How did they get to the final? Of course, they didn't do that well in the French league this season. Finishing second is a bit of an underachievement for themselves, but they started off in the group stage with Anderlecht, Frankfurt, and Ajax. They went through that. I believe they topped the group in that. Then they absolutely destroyed Galatasaray in the first knockout round, 9-1 on aggregate. They had a bit of a tricky time in the quarterfinals. They did beat Sampdoria 3-0 at home, but they had a bit of a scare in the second leg, losing 3-1, so they went through 4-3 on aggregate. And then they played Barcelona in the semi-final. They lost 2-1 away, then beat Barcelona 5-3 on aggregate. So both Spanish giants taking a bit of a beating in the semi-final. And yeah, that is how they have got here. So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's take a look at our lineup for the Champions League final. The last game of the season. The last game in our quest to do the quadruple. Wow, this is huge. So, the team, we've got Bardi in goal. Back four, Raheem Aitz Mokhtar, Mamana, Lee Song-yong, Para. In the middle of the park, we've got Chininia and Karpf. On the right-hand side, Liviero, Halilovic on in behind the striker, Marcelo on the left, and Negra up front. We're actually unchanged from the FA Cup final. Benjamin Nunes is back from injury, in fact, but you can see he's not fit enough to start in the final. You can see I've started off with a defensive mentality. Sorry guys, I was just rudely interrupted there for a second, but yeah, as I said, I've got a defensive mentality set up for this game. It worked brilliantly in the semi-final against Real Madrid. The way we just sat back in and destroyed them on the counter-attack. Hopefully we'll kind of see something like that again. But going into this final, you can see everyone is doing fantastic in terms of morale. The spirits are, of course, very high at the moment in the club after winning the league, winning the FA Cup, and of course the Capital One Cup a few months ago. But here we are then, the Champions League final. Let's get into it. We'll have a look at the PSG lineup. How are they setting up for this game? Oh, the Champions League final. I haven't won the Champions League on Football Manager 2015 yet. So, it would be crazy if we can do it. But let's have a look at the team. I think they've got a few injury concerns as well. They're playing 4-4-2, which is very interesting. So they've got Matu Mona in goal. I think that's a regen. They're playing Carvajal at right back. Savic alongside William Carvalho even at centre back. Of course, he's a defensive midfielder naturally, but you know he can fill in at centre back. But you know he hasn't got great heading. His tackling's not that great, so that is a weak area there, I feel, for PSG. They've got Goulam at left back, Lamela on the right wing, Lucas Romero alongside Sergio Roberto, Conor Plianka, and on the left-hand side, and up front they've got, I think that's Angel Correa. Yeah, Angel Correa up front alongside Al-Bodi. That's a regen. He looks pretty damn good, doesn't he? Valued at 39.5 million. But I think PSG are a little bit weakened, you know, playing William Carvalho at centre-back. There must be some injuries in their team. They've got Pastore on the bench. They've got Markovic. They've got Kabay still there. Oh, some of the other players I don't really recognise, but that is the PSG team. Again, very interesting that they're setting up with 4-4-2. They could get overrun in midfield playing that system, but we'll see. Let's get into the game. Oh, the Champions League final. The Champions League final. What a way to end the season it would be. If we win this final, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the save. Of course, it would mean that we've won every competitive competition. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the save, but let's win it first anyway. I'm talking way ahead of myself just yet. And Lamela picks up the ball seconds into the game. It's a good tackle by Lee Song-yong, but I guess that's the customary highlight at the start of the game. Yeah, of course, where nothing happens. But it could be PSG with the first real chance. They're going for that long throw. Bardi with a very suspect punch out. Lamela with the long range effort hits the crossbar. And that was a very early scare. Bardi with a terrible punch out. And Lamela could have punished us there, but thankfully he didn't, and we get away with it. And there we come. We've dominated the early possession, but we're only just under 10 minutes in. Martin Karpf into Halilovic. What can he do? He gets his shot away. He's parried by the keeper, and Carvajal gets it clear for PSG. But there is our danger. Alan Halilovic, he is an incredible player for us. And here he is on the ball again. In fact, Martin Karpf, though, into Marcelo, of course, scored the winner in the FA Cup final. Para on this left-hand side gets the ball in, and Liviero's there, but he can't get his head on it, and PSG will probably get it clear. Lucas Romero, of course, everyone knows about Lucas Romero, how good he is on Football Manager, and he is definitely going to be a danger in the middle of the park, and so is this guy, Al-Bodi. Correa on the ball with a long-range shot. Oh, Bardi tips it over the bar, but PSG do look dangerous on the counter-attack. Sorry, they've got a lot of pace in that team. The likes of Conor Plianka and Lamela and that Al-Bodi guy up front, and Correa as well up front. They've got a lot of pace in their side. That could cause us some issues. But we've got some pacey defenders as well, the likes of Raheem Aitz Mokhtar. And that was a very terrible misjudged header from Oliviero. And it could have cost us. We're making some little mistakes that could cost us in this game. We need to be focused. William Carvalho is also on a yellow card. I mentioned him as a weak area possibly in that PSG defence. And he's already got a booking. So maybe we can target William Carvalho. This Al-Bodi guy seems to be causing us problems as well. A couple of times now he's run at our back four. This time he gets a shot away, but it's wide. Halilovic into Oliviero. Come on. Oh, it's a good tackle by Konoplyanka. And here he comes again. Our body. Oh, this doesn't look good. Lamela on the ball. Can we get a tackle in? No, it's played back to Savic. To Danny Carvajal. Oh, no. Eric Lamela just patiently playing the ball around at the minute. Working their way through our defence. Correa into our body. Gets a shot away again. I won't mind if they keep shooting from outside the box. But ideally, I would like us to win the ball back a lot quicker. And here's Gulam again with that long throw-in. Konoplyanka comes into the box. Do not give away a penalty. Lamela with the strike. And PSG are causing a lot of problems at this moment in time. But it will come to half-time. It's 0-0. And you have to say, PSG have been the better of the two sides so far. I'm going to leave the tactics as it is, I think. I mean, as I said, a lot of the PSG shots have come from outside the box. But as I said, we're not winning the ball back quick enough, and we're usually quite good at winning the ball back, quite far up the pitch and, getting on the counter-attack. We haven't been able to do it that much so far in this game, and we haven't created anything clear-cut so far in this match. PSG have done really well so far, but hopefully that can change in the second half, and maybe it can change here with Marcelo, well tackled by Eric Lamela, doing his defensive duties on that right-hand side. Of course, in the 4-4-2 formation, the wingers are really going to have to help out. Negro and Halilovic has got a bit of space. His shot goes into the hands of the keeper. It looked like it was going wide anyway, but some positive early signs in the second half. Bit fortunate how it fell to Halilovic there. But, my God, my word. The Champions League final, boys. The Champions League final. Oliviero, Chininia, Halilovic. Let's control the ball a little bit better. Sergio Roberto's gone into the back of Halilovic. Is he going to be sent off? The card is coming out. No, and it's just a yellow card, of course. The FA Cup final kind of got ruined by a Spurs sending off. I thought he was going to get a red. Yeah, Halilovic with the corner. Free kick even. Marcelo picks up the ball. Lee Song-yong to Halilovic again. He tries to shoot. He should have looked for a pass. And PSG are going to hit us on the counter-attack. Angel Correa well tackled Martin Karpf. Not really a defensive player, but he'd done his defensive duties there excellently by getting in that tackle. Gulam again with that long throw. Savic is in there. It falls to Konoplyanka into Savic again. And I'm sorry if you can hear a cat meowing. My cat is going mental right now. Oh my God. She knows what's going on. She knows something big is going down right now. Negro on this left-hand side gets the ball in. Halilovic there. Martin Karpf is there. And Martin Karpf, the £50 million man, I said when I signed this guy was going to be the game changer in the Champions League. And look, he's worth 50 million just by that from scoring that goal. Martin Karpf, what a finish. First time into the bottom corner, and we're leading in the Champions League final. Martin Karpf with the goal, but I better not talk too soon. Gulam again, those long throw-ins, I hate them on Football Manager, honestly. Lucas Romero, I can't say his name. Lamela's got a bit of space. Wide again though. Lamela is causing some problems. He's very, very dangerous on that right hand side. But Martin Karpf, Champions League final, could that be the winning goal? I don't think so. I think there's going to be another goal in this game. It really is end-to-end stuff. Our body again, they just keep shooting from outside the box, which I'm not too worried about. But we keep allowing them to run at our back four. Marco Negro though. Bournemouth 2, PSG 0 in the Champions League final. That's his 30th goal of the season. I froze for a second there. And I can't believe it. We are 2-0 up in the Champions League final. Marcelo with a lovely little cross. Negro with a beautiful header. The keeper's flapping at it. And with half an hour to go, we're leading 2-0 in the Champions League final. And Oliviero is going to come off injured. No. That is not what we need. So what we're going to do, Benjamin Nunes is going to have to come on. Halilovic is going to go out to the right-hand side. Change him to an inside forward. Benjamin Nunes will play a bit deeper, in fact. We'll move Martin Karpf up further up the pitch. But surely 2-0 with now about 25 minutes left to go in the game. Surely that will see us win the Champions League. Martin Karpf plays it into Negro. It's a poor first touch. And it allows PSG to intercept. If they score now, it's going to get very, very nervy. Our body picks up the ball. But this time, Mamana does get in that challenge. That's what I want to see more of. Stopping him in his tracks before he gets at, just outside the box. Which he's done a few times. But defensive mistake from PSG. And Marco Negro picks it up. He's just outside the box. He gets his shot away. This keeper looks very suspect for PSG. I might put shoot on sight on. I am actually. I'm going to take off work into the box. I'm going to put on shoot on sight. This keeper looks very, very nervy. You saw for the Negro goal, he was kind of flapping at it. And a couple of times now, he's just parried our efforts. So yeah, we're going to put shoot on sight. Maybe he can cause them some more problems. Halilovic with a corner. Lee Song-yong's in there. Negro's in there. PSG defending it well, but we get the ball again. Halilovic has got a bit of space. He plays it inside to Negro with the shot, and it's well blocked, but it's not over yet. Raheem Ait Mokhtar with a poor touch, and it goes out of play. The clock ticking down, PSG making changes. William Carvalho is coming off the field. Lamela into Lucas Romero, but we defend that long throw in once again. That has caused us a few problems, but we've dealt with it well up to this point. And boy, oh boy, 20 minutes to go. I don't think I'm going to make any more changes. There's not really anyone I can bring on that's going to either secure the game for us or make a difference in terms of going forward. So I'm going to leave the players that we've got on out there, and I think that should see us through. So far, Martin Karp again with the long throw-ins, but we're dealing with it superbly. Lee Song-yong this time controls it wonderfully. And Para, just be patient with it. Don't do anything stupid. Into Marcelo, that's it. Hold on to the ball. Marco Negro hasn't got much support forward. So it'll be nice if he can just hold this up, maybe lay it off to someone else. But he goes for a shot, and it's just wide. Of course, that shoot on sight. He's having a go, and Conor Pianka's got a free kick just outside the box. Oh, no. PSG have pulled one back. 14 minutes left in the game. That was a very good free kick. Bardi, not much he can do about that. And at what point do I completely shut up shop? What point do I just go contain and just hold on? But we could grab another one here. Lilovic into Marco Negro. He's through on goal. Marco Negro with his second goal of the game. We reply instantly to that Conor Pianka goal. And Marco Negro's got a double in the Champions League final. Halilovic slips it through. What a wonderful pass. There's three defenders there. He manages to find it through to Negro. Negro shows great composure just to slot it home. And that has got to be it. We are minutes away from winning the Champions League now. Come on. Can we add another one? Can we add another goal? Martin Karp on the ball. Plays it into Chininia to Halilovic. Can he find another pass? He does to Negro. But this time Savic gets a good challenge. Let's not concede another goal now. But Marcelo Parra still pouring forward from left back. Would like him to be a little bit more conservative now. But if he gets a good ball in here, now he plays a smart pass to Nunes. Nunes with the strike. And the PSG keeper tips it over the bar. But with 4 minutes left, surely there is no chance of a PSG comeback now. Halilovic with the corner. Manners in there. But he was swarmed by PSG players. And oh God, no. Oh God, no, there's still time left in the game and PSG are on the attack. Angel Correa, what a tackle, Lee Song-yong, you absolute legend. That Halilovic giving the ball away. What are you doing? What are you actually doing, Halilovic? Oh my God, we're just inviting pressure. Eric Lamela, Marcelo gets in a tackle, but he still keeps onto the ball. Angel Correa into the name I cannot pronounce, and Bardi comes up with an absolutely magnificent save. It looked like he should have put the ball in the back of the net. But PSG, as you would expect, they're going to throw everything at it now in these final minutes. Marcelo tries to tackle, but he doesn't manage to. Negro pick up that ball, just run it into the corner or something. Martin Karp plays it out wide to Halilovic. Gulam gets in a challenge though. Oh, we've got a 2-goal lead. My heart is still racing. I just feel like PSG, there's just something going to happen. But Marco Negro could get another one as well. Blocked though the shot. I just feel like PSG are going to pull back another one. If they do, it's going to make it so nervy. But final minute of the game. We are 1 minute away from the Champions League. Come on, boys. Martin Karp into Marco Negro. He's tackled, but, I can't see it now. It's got to be done. 30 seconds left. There's no way PSG are going to score twice in 30 seconds. No way. Halilovic, keep the ball. Just keep the ball, Martin Karp. You've done your job. You've got a goal. Just don't lose it. Just hold on to the ball. Oh, my God. But 5 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Full time at the Estadio de Luz, and Bournemouth are champions of Europe for the first time, and the quadruple has been completed. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. 3-1 winners against PSG. Oh my, this is going to take a little while to sink in, guys. Martin Karp, Marco Negro with a double. and we've beaten PSG, and we've won the Champions League. We've won every single competition we've played in this season. Wow. Wow. And there it is, just some of the news items. One of the top English managers. I've reached the Hall of Fame. Am I a legend at Bournemouth yet? I've got to be close, surely. Surely, let's have a quick look at that, just quickly. Yes, I am in fact a Bournemouth legend. I have gained legendary status at Bournemouth. We've come a long way in this save. We really have to get to this point. To do the quadruple. Wow. Wow, and there it is. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. Marco Negro, man of the match. 20 years old. Scoring 2 goals in a Champions League final. What a man. What a man. We go down as the biggest overachievers in the competition. Of course, we weren't expected to get to this stage. No way. Especially as we had to go through the playoff stage to get, even into the group stage of the competition. But we've done it, boys. We've done it. We've done it. If we go to the competitions page, every single competition has been won. And it has been a memorable season. And there it is then, the end of the episode. The quadruple has been completed. I mean, it feels so strange to say, but what an amazing season it has been, and what an amazing save this has been. I've enjoyed it so much. And as I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with this series, but when I do make my decision, I will let you guys know. But if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button. Please do that. It helps me out massively. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here, make sure you subscribe. But for now, it's been HalfbackFM, and I'll see you guys in a bit.